Yeah, so on the pilgrimage from Addis to Shashamani today. Woke up early, got everything right, no stops till we get to Shash, going straight to the boathouse. Meet up with Sydney, my man Jacob, and and come up with the actual schedule.
Greetings and hail up to all great Africans out there. My name is Che Camilo. I'm here present in your company here in Ethiopia live. And we are happy to share these experiences with each and every one out there. So welcome to Ethiopia. Ethiopia Titerale. Means Ethiopia is calling.
Peter Dawkins, Master Peter Dawkins.
Well, actually, my name is Earl Larry Sobers. Everybody call me Vibe Pusher, that's our music name, or Chips Judah, you know. Well, I arrived here. As a matter of fact, July 8 will make it 19 years.
Wow. Living 18 years, going on 19.
Approximately 16, going to 17 years now.
1986 to England. And leave from England. 2000 and come to Ethiopia, me and my wife, and and from since then we're going backward and forward,
I think we, the 12 tribes of Israel, as it was said unto us by our prophet, and we see it's true. We come to do something new for the first time, right? And sending the people back to Africa, those who want to come back, and to also embrace humanity as God's people, not only dealing with color, class, and race, but the concept of one's art,
Well, to tell you the truth, the black people in the West, like before, they were calling them Black Americans. When I was there in the 70s, we know Black Americans. I was there when Panthers was still operating. Now they realize themselves as coming from Africa, they say African American, right? You can't be both. You cannot be both. Either you're African or you're an American. Your choice, So those people out there, what they have to do now is look at Africa and see what you can do for Africa. Everybody have limited time, but at least you do something that when the question comes, you can answer. So it depends on a person's mind, like I tell you, which is the greatest challenge in here, is mental. If you can stay focused and know the purpose and the reason why you came here, then you're good to go. If you don't know, you'll find a problem. Everything gonna give you a problem. Everything gonna give you a problem. But there is no problem really. Not for me. Not for me. I don't see no problem because Shashamani wasn't like this when I came here. So I see improvement.
Yeah, you're watching it grow.
Yes, gradually, but it's improving.
Do you go to Addis?
I go to Addis, yeah.
Sometimes, but not really.
I used to live in Addis. I lived in Awassa too for 6 months. But I used to live in Addis maybe like 3 to 4 years. There was a nightclub up there, reggae nightclub called Medora. I used to work there. You know, my family was up there with me. But I love Shashamane.
Yes, even from before, when I walk in Babylon, and they say, "Ah, Ethiopian daughter," I feel proud. You know, I used to feel proud. If they say Jamaican, I don't feel so proud, even though I was born there. Because I get a little of the history, and I see that we were brought there. Our foreparents were brought there to work on their plantation and to build up and to do other things, and then they distribute us all over the world. Right? So it's good to return to our roots, even though they keep us poor still, but we're rich in, you know, we have rich minds.
Well, most of the challenges is our brethren and sisters. When you're coming here, we get a lot of discouragement. Say, don't come to Ethiopia, HIV/AIDS. Back then, a lot of discouragement. But the challenging wasn't that bad. When I come to Ethiopia, I really and truly see something new. In my life, in all of my life, I live in a society that was so violent. Gun, murdering, killing, stabbing. So when I come to Ethiopia to live, then I understand about living in a peaceful country. And from that, I know I would build on that foundation. Because it's very peaceful, people here is very loving, you know. You don't hear this gunshot every night and murdering and police siren and ambulance, you don't hear these things. So in that mentality, yeah, and plus His Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, give us land, black people from the West who want to repatriate. So we know as Rasta take up that opportunity to come home to Ethiopia, live here, develop ourselves, and so on.
The challenges here is for one mind. Actually, it's a mental challenge. You know, physical challenge, well, if a man lazy, he ain't gonna get nothing, he ain't gonna do nothing. So many people, when they come, it's like mentally, they don't know what to do. You know, they're off the turf. It's a new place for you, but you adapt. It's a day-to-day living. Just like out there, you adapt.
In my father's house, there are many nations. And if it wasn't so, I would have told you. So now, I observe that it's a worldwide thing now. Speaking especially now to the Rastafarians, because they are the ones who pointed to me when I was a kid, that let's go home. So now I am reminding them now that all of us, no matter which house you are from, whether Bobo Shanti, Pingi, 12 tribes, or even without any different connection, I am inviting you to Ethiopia to help us develop what His Imperial Majesty have given us. Over the years we are here. It starts at one, everything starts at one. Now we are reaching about 300-400 people in the settlement, and we need, in order that when you come, there will be a place for you comfortably. So we're not begging, we're demanding that you must give your tithes, so that when you come, you can live a life that I don't miss Jamaica. You understand me?
100%.
Yes, so now we want to develop our community according to how we would like it. So we would like the effort of each and every Rasta people and even non-Rastas to hear our plea. So that in the near future, because there's not a lot left in the Western world to enjoy. You see, the corona just passes. These are signs to show you that you got to leave the West and come to the East, because that's where our God is. You understand me? So I am encouraging and pleading to the Rastafarian fraternity all over the world to play their part in our development here in Ethiopia, and not only Ethiopia, in Africa.
You see, we are supposed to come here. This is where we organize, centralize, strategize, and then make our greatness be realized. You see what I say? Because again, here so I see a little roundabout, and it goes in about 4 different directions, 4 or 5 different directions, and then one of those roads, if you stick on it, you'll end up in Kenya. Is there where I say? Ethiopia, Sydney was one of the first to point it out to me. You know, I'm saying Ethiopia has its own economy. But logically, you come here, you don't see any foreign banks, you see only Ethiopian banks. You see what I mean? So right away, we coming from the West knowing that their economies are based on false premise. And a lot of it is not just because the prominent or the dominant economies are the economies of those who were doing colonization, or arming us, abusing us, disrespecting us from in those times. Today, they tend to be the leading economies. Why? They don't have anything, we have everything. You see what I say? So we use the banking system of Ethiopia to highlight how much we can, for me, if I was a hedge fund manager in the United States, I would be looking to Ethiopia. You see what I mean? Because whatever they're buying up, the only thing that's making money for them now is military. They don't have manufacturing, and nobody took that from them. They had an intention to slave the world, and it never worked. God no like ugly. So it's just justice that go on. But as we say, with what we have, we can do a lot.
As soon as I landed, I felt like I was at home. The adjustment part is like learning the language and getting about, you know, that was the adjusting part. But I knew this is home, and whatever it is, I would have to fit in to make this my home. So that's what we did. Try and learn the language and try and be with the people and be friends with the neighbors and, you know, try and...
To be honest with you, I travel a lot of places and I never lived so yet in none of them, not even America, not even England. I know them places that develop and I live better here than I live in England and America and Jamaica, yeah, you know. I see the whole world to it around. We start flooding or the road quick, there and tsunami there, and you have to depend on the right land. And give thanks now so the king had granted us this land over 80 years ago. Enough people never take it up, but now give thanks Rasta, especially the prophet God who would take it up and, you know, start sending people. And I have been there and Bobo and, you know, that a Rastafarian group is here.
Ethiopia is wonderful, beautiful. Yeah. You have ups and downs, you know, because before I came to Ethiopia, I was advised, I was informed that His Imperial Majesty was going to leave the scene of action. That was in 1972. When I say leave the scene of action, it doesn't mention death. It's a miracle, leave the scene of action. So in 1974, His Majesty left the scene of action. And I found it was a mystery too, which I will let you know. In Ethiopia, there are, in the Orthodox Church, there are 44 tablets. Tablets like a tabernacles. So His Majesty, fortunately, he did 44 years on the throne. So I corresponded to the tablets. So when the person told us that prophet said His Majesty will leave the scene of action, we didn't have no idea of this. We think His Majesty comes to live forever in the flesh. That's what we, the Rastafarians, thought. But that incident changed a lot. Some Rastaman turned back and some go forward. I am one who go forward because His Majesty did well. He did a good job. 44 years on the throne, and he led the scene of action for 1974, and I came 1975.
Well, Brother Sidney Solomon used to run one called Reggae in the Rift Valley, which will take vast amount of people. So the area sometimes when you're doing it has to be no weather. You know, it's the sun time, you know, because there's no covering, right? November 2nd, coronation, and also July 23rd, His Imperial Majesty birthday. That is a formality of the 12 tribe of Israel. The Nyabingi also does have holding Empress Menin birthday. You know, we support it. You know, that's one thing amongst us as Rasis here, we support each other.
as I said, the people them still have to work together with we, you know. Cause remember, the king and the prophet them come and couldn't do more than what them do. Same way, you understand? Because some of the people are not listening. So if you have a brother or a sister and them ready to move, you just move, you know. But for this big massive, you want to try and move it hard. You understand? It's very hard. Because look how much people in the world, and it's only 140 and 4,000 choosing. You understand? So, you know, it's hard for God much as we. So we have to just do a little. You know what I'm saying? And you do your little what you can promote and who see and take it to art, move, you know? So not everybody are going to do it, you know? And not every black and not every white and not every brown are going to do it. But what we can do, you understand, brethren? Because the people, some of the people right now get internet-wise and, you know, everything gone upon them head now. So them now left that. Just like our people left out of Egypt, it was so nice and developed. When them go in the desert, them ball, they want to go back. So that's how the thing set.
Actually, you see, music, it gives an impact to the time, right? At the time when reggae music was coming out, Jamaica was so suppressed that, I mean, come on, it's the music that rise them up, and you have to respect that. Reggae music rise it up. You see Bob Marley and famous other artists, Dennis Brown and Burning Spear, Culture, all of them, these music rise them up. We come up with that music too. Now when we reach to our maturity in singing, you'll find this is the music that we rise up with, that we will sing, looking at reality and the truth, and especially about Haile Selassie, you know, Ethiopia and Africa. The other part of the reggae music now, they call it the dancehall, is more just like, no different to the Trinidad Bacchanal Calypso, where you whine and gyrate and do any kind of thing you want to do. But with the reggae music, you put a consciousness in you, it make you think. You know, some of the music don't make you think no more. If they do make you think madness. You know, but it's consciousness reggae brings to the people. That's why it's radical, you know.
But when I heard things about reggae revival, I was really surprised because in Ethiopia, reggae never went nowhere. Reggae has just been here. Reggae has been here. Like Ethiopia has adapted reggae music to the point where reggae is a part of an Ethiopian genre on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? So not just here, you know, go down to Kenya, you know, Gambia, we go to West Africa, to Ivory Coast and Ghana, Jed, reggae music has not gone anywhere in Africa. It's been here. It ain't going nowhere, it's just growing.
No, reggae can't die, man. Reggae I love, you know, and love never die, you know, so it continue to live, you know. Because most people also gone out, them have reggae music to play, but vintage. Because the youth them now vice versa upon them thing now, you know, them now set the pace like one time. Or Bob them would dance sing Wilper album, Dennis Brown album, the youth them not upon that. The whole thing is just money now, you know. Them now get money, they now go do certain thing, you understand? So, reggae live, my youth. Live on, man. Yeah, man. Same way, you know?
The music is one such instrument in the culture, and we have used it thus far. We have created reggae music, and reggae music, we say, we can't sing King Alpha song in a strange land. So I think reggae music is King Alpha song. So we have to bring it home now, and that's what we think. Being here in Ethiopia and participating in the music, I think that's what we are doing. Enough great things can come out of the merging of the traditional instruments here with what we already have created out there.
There are lots of music out there pertaining to the movements and to Africa and the works. Don't stop singing, don't stop making those kind of music. Even one man out of Africa was saying, oh, the Jamaicans inspire all of Africa. Look to Jamaica for spiritual inspiration through the music, through poems, through songs and so on, you know. But the phase of the music now, or the dancehall twist the music now, it's losing its spirituality. So it's good for us to stay on the right track.
We were able to emerge with that music that we have even gotten recognized from UNESCO as a World Heritage. So to have reggae in that kind of status, one of the key things it says is that it's a way of, that's become or used as a way to worship God. It is a voice of the voiceless. So it's a song of justice, and especially the justice of the Africa. You see what I may say? So now, when we bring that music, come back here and incorporate the traditional sounds and the organic African sounds, I think it will wake up more consciousness.
But I'm not sure it's a money making thing in them. It's a money making thing. I just whosoever will make come in, you know. Cannot because them talk up, them speak up it, them still not move. You know? So are the people where I listen to it. You know, my deal, because most people come to Ethiopia through Bob Marley, through Dennis Brown, you know, because them hear it through the music, you know. So more time the singers them are not really them, you know. So we're not going to sit down and really worry about them.
We call them the Coma generation, you know, when they came out from communist, you know, they had the songs that were before the communist regime came in, and because of the communism going through in Ethiopia, there's not much music coming in, so they were stuck in one generation. So after that, when things opened up, you know, there was a missing link. So DJ Z, Zelalem Bafkadu, was the pioneer, you know, to fill that gap. So introduced all kinds, not only reggae, but all kinds of genres. We can call it house, garage, techno, even the old school hip hop, R&Bs. And he did it in a way of spreading a message of peace, love, and unity. And he was always, how can I say the word, trying to encourage the youth that they have the power to do what they want. He was the pioneer, and he went by the name of DJ Z, and I was his assistant, younger brother, with the name of DJ E.
Yes, I know DJ Z, tall. Yeah, I know DJ Z. DJ Z was my friend. He was actually only and the first Ethiopian DJ that promoted reggae on song in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. He was the first and the only one at that time that was doing that. There was Raskesh, but Raskesh was amongst the Rasses on them. DJ Z was a young brother that, you know, he looked at the youths and he's saying they need to be conscious. You know, so he was the first DJ I could put towards young Ethiopians getting into reggae music. Because the other DJs, they actually play with us. Raskesh actually play with us. You know, there's another one called Johnson. But Z was on his own doing it. You know, actually pushing that music. Yeah. May he rest in peace too. Rastafari.
So we've been doing it for 25 years, and he passed away 16 years ago, and that's when DJ E became DJ EZ. E with a Z, so it's E and Z. So DJ Z and DJ E became EZ.
Because the other DJs, they actually play with us. Raskesh actually play with us. You know, there's another one called Johnson. But Z was on his own doing it. You know, actually pushing that music. Yeah. May he rest in peace too. Rastafari.
I'm trying to, you know, fulfill what we started back 25, 26 years ago, promoting reggae music, empowering the youth, and telling them to own their own story, and they can do or be whatever they want to be through music.
The 60s and 70s and 80s, there's revolutions happening across the continent. And one thing that unifies everybody, right? Whatever language you're speaking on the continent, if you're standing for freedom, it's the image of Bob Marley. And reggae means freedom. Reggae means that we're fighting against this system. It's not just sitting around having a good time smoking that ganja. We're in a fight right now, and it never stopped.
Yeah man, so the black sound of freedom now, taking up this challenge of repatriation, of leading the people into repatriation through reggae music now. Yeah, so we had a wonderful session, we would say, in Shashamane at the King's Highway.
This reggae music makes me lose control. Feel it in my body, in my heart and soul. For the young and old, this music is for the brave and bold. This reggae music will never grow old. Love this reggae music.
Yes, blessed love. They call me Lavosti, all the way from Kenya. Originally from Mombasa, the coast of the east of Africa. And glad to be here at Black Sounds of Freedom. I'm a reggae artist. Been doing my work for years and used to be in a hip hop group called Uko Flani before, in the 90s. My band is called the Roots Connection Band. We were here 3 years back for the 23rd of July concert. And that's when I saw Kada and I saw what you were doing, and I didn't know I was going to meet you again, but I'm glad to be here with you, Bridget.
How are you doing, FAYA Man? How are you feeling, Army? My name is Kathy Matete, and I'm so happy to be here for the Black Sounds of Freedom at the King's Highway. Are you ready for some music? Let's go! Oh, na, na, na. Sometimes it's a revolution. Oh, na, na. It's revolution time. We've got to fight down this oppressive system.
I am Kathy Matete, and I'm a Kenyan-based singer-songwriter who does a lot of reggae music. And I have been doing this for a while now. I've been in a band for about, 5 years, and then after 5 years, I decided to now push my own music. Maybe say 7 or 8 years now.
Yeah, myself, Ayman Jassid, and Ras Lavosti from Kenya, Kathy Matete, big artist from out of Kenya, you know. Man called Isaiah Shaka. Yeah, them youth, they're tough, rough on the reggae rhythm there, you know. And yeah, it was a wonderful show. You know, the Black Sounds of Freedom made it feel like we were really in Jamaica, because the jerk chicken was bubbling around the corner there. You know, I don't want nobody come judge me and say, oh, Rasta man, I eat jerk chicken. Seeing, I and I is not what goes in the file, it's what comes out. So I and I eat what is provided and give thanks. Seeing, respect to the man, them will hold the ital vibration still, because we know ital is vital.
When I flew in, everyone was smiling. At the airport, it was lovely to see the invitation and the love. We took our trip straight to Shashamane, you know, and it was lovely to see that they were all expecting us. There was people from all walks of life on that lineup, from France, from, you know, everywhere, man, really. And we find that we're just a part of that quilt. You know, it's a big body of work that we're gonna be doing. And to see where we've reached, it's great, man. Give thanks, you know? Yeah, so when it comes to Black Sounds of Freedom, what I see is, I'm gonna be straight, it's a Pan-Africanist movement, you know? We're talking about a continent that's been suppressed for many years, like many is even like an understatement to the reality of how it is. And we've seen many things and we've been humbled, and you know, we can either wait for people to fix it for us, or we can start being active and start to do things that could start to make actual physical, literal changes. You know, we can do programs, we can do many different kinds of things. Like, it's not just about the music, as you said. We can do different things to make a difference, you know what I mean? So as long as we exist today, tomorrow's promised to nobody. So as long as we are here today, I believe it's our duty to do something positive for the future, you know, for tomorrow, you know.
The Black Sounds of Freedom now need to be doing more of this, and we're looking for more of this in the future, because this is just a taste to the people. It was mad things. Yeah, Ayman was backstage listening to the artists them that was performing. Lavosti, my goodness, what a voice, what a energy. Yeah, Kathy Matete, You know, we need to, these artists, you have to come see these artists. We have great artists here in Ethiopia. They took the Grammy away in reggae music. Soldier, big up to Soldier. They win the Grammy. Win a Bad Mind. Big respect to Soldier.
His Majesty, what I realized is when it is based on the things that he was sharing with us, he was telling us that we must strive to do good and be good, Christ-like. And I see Ethiopia having that potential. And that's one of the wisdom that His Majesty had, that he was sharing with Ethiopia. We get a pickup, so it trigger away. That's why we're there.
But reggae music now, mission was not just Grammy. You know, we was looking, reggae music mission is jammy. You know, jammy meaning not jamishan, you know, which is repatriation. Again, the music leading the people to the promised land.
Whether it's about politics, whether it's about poverty, whether it's about crime, whether it's about the system, reggae music is the only music bold-faced enough to go out to the system and tell them who they are. The other music compromise, you know, focusing on the people, what they want to hear, but reggae music is a powerful music. And you look around the world now, it's not Jamaica alone singing reggae music. The whole world singing reggae. You're getting from Italy, Germany, and Sweden, and all different people singing it.
Yes, the music is the vehicle we're using to spread out our message, you know. Give thanks for ZJ Heno bringing me out here, and Kathy, we've been doing great things, but on the side, I do farming too. Yeah, so I'm trying to, you know, COVID brought me into a realization, and came to find that I need to have self-reliance, you know, self-preservation, have my own food, my own water, you know, on my own lot, you know what I mean? So it's a blessing to learn these things while I'm still in the music, you know. So whatever I make, I take it back to the farm and make that, you know, livable.
Kenya has like some amazing musicians. We have some amazing artists. We have a lot of females coming in the scene right now, and it's so encouraging because reggae has been, you know, male dominated for a very long time. It's time the world, you know, listen to us.
You know, King's Highway sound system link up with the trendsetter sound system. Black Sounds of Freedom movement was crucial.
Promoting reggae music in Africa by Africans instead of bringing the Westerners. It's a must, they have to come, but not as a concert or true promotion, but as a repatriation and as a must.
When we talk about repatriation, it's not coming back home to necessarily just to a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a struggle to get here. But it's, when you're here, it becomes like another stage of work, but it's a more peaceful work, honorable work. You know, because you know what you're working for, and you know you're being led by God within yourself. You're not being led by, you know, Mr. Man who's turning the mill on the plantation. So, yeah, reggae music will teach them a lesson.
Well, there's a song that say, "I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden." You know, so it's like this: Africa always is creators, at home and abroad. Either you're coming to create, or you're coming to hate. And like I tell you, it's a mental thing, because you're coming from developed countries. But these countries was just like Africa before. You know, and anybody know that we build it. We build the cities. Through slavery, we build them. But when to build your own home, it's like the saying in trade. A carpenter never have a good house, a mechanic never have a good car. He don't have time for his own. He have time for others. You know, and we had to put that aside.
Now in Shashamane, first and foremost, the development, the master plan for Shashamane is His Majesty Emperor Selassie I the first approve it. So the development plan for Shashamane and the developing plan for Shashamane right now, it is His Majesty Emperor Selassie I the first approve that plan for Shashamane. The Mecrobet in Shashamane government already informed us about that. That's why you can see the development in Shashamane. When I first come here, as the system say, you can stay on the main road and see open land. As far as the eye can see, just open land. Now, houses, manufacturing going up, business, hotels going up, schools, universities popping up. You know, everything is going up. That's why we said, come on, let us come together and develop.
You know, in Trinidad and Tobago, and even in the West, there is a city council, you know, that is in charge of cleaning up the rubbish on the streets, you know, on a daily basis. Because every day the streets collect garbage, you know, and the city council, which is functioned by the government to keep the environment clean. And that was one of my biggest challenges when I came here, to see that it was ignored by everyone, you know, and it's everywhere. It's just sometimes they want to call Shashamani, Kushashamani. People just throw their garbage anywhere and everywhere, and no regulation, no bins, and I mean, the children growing up and seeing this thing, their minds are not functioning the way it should. Even just waking up and rubbish, you just see like a heap is like the cleanliness, the hygiene part is what, you know. If they can wake up and see a nice clean street and going to school and stuff, their mind frame would be a lot different. You know, I think the Kushasha have an effect on the children, on the nation from youth. Yeah, because you see them with the bag, they walk around, they pick up the Kushasha like it's nothing, and you know, that hygienic part of it was very challenging for me. I wanted to change that as soon as I could change it, you know.
I am surprised with the Rastafarian fraternity, because everybody was saying, let's go home to Africa, and the brave go first, and I observe we're not patronized by the Western world at all. Just a few people, you know. We as Rasta here, because what we come and we didn't see nothing, no mango tree, nothing like this, what you see here. It was bars off. And if you were not strong, you would leave, anybody. But no, because of the conviction that we have with the world, you know, and with God, we know that we have to come home.
We are on uncharted territories here, and a lot of opportunities, because a lot of the things that we can do or have done in that experience in Jamaica, in Trinidad. You talk to a lot of people who have lived some time in the United States as well, some who have lived some time in Britain. They weren't just there sitting. As we say, those are lands of slavery. So they were doing things, acting, they were participating in building those societies. Now, if we can transplant or transfer that energy and skill sets and the doing, the activities, if all of that was to come here in Africa with that sense of who we are in our identity as African people, then Shashamane now becomes that central point, because strategically this is where His Majesty called all African people, global black people, not just Rasta. So it means that even Ethiopians who are here in Ethiopia, all the way out to the far-flung corners of the earth.
Peter say, yeah, no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're an African, yeah? So we got colonized by England and Spain and whoever was the capturers. So we don't hold on to that flag. You know, we don't hold on, we leave that flag, because through Christ we become one people, yeah? So we don't hold on to nationality.
Stop this negative thought. Stop this negative words. Stop this thing they call these things you go on the internet and you find conspiracy theory, and you have a theory about that and a theory about that. But in the reality, it's never like that. Because what I learned, what I heard of Ethiopia before I come here, it was a wicked place as all them taught, they teach us. But when I come see it's a more peaceful place than where I've been in America. Because Hyattsville, Maryland was never a peaceful place. Washington, D.C., Kennedy Street was never a peaceful place. Never. Who don't love peace? So, come to peace now. Come home.
We said, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So we are going to bring down that heaven on earth, that perfection. And Jesus Christ went up to bring it down for us.
As soon as I landed, I felt like I was at home. The adjustment part is like learning the language and getting about, you know, that was the adjusting part. But I knew this is home, and whatever it is, I would have to fit in to make this my home. So that's what we did. Try and learn the language and try and be with the people and be friends with the neighbors, and you know.
But we love Haile Selassie. We are called by his name because the Bible says that. God said, send my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth, all who is called by my name.
The bird, this is where Bob Marley wanted to build his studio in Wonder Guinness when he first saw it, you know, and felt the vibe. His Majesty has a summer palace up there that he built for his granddaughter, you know. It's wonderful.
First of all, being in Ethiopia itself is it feels like such a spiritual place without even going to Windhoek. Like it just feels spiritual already. But that experience in itself, I didn't know what to expect because I felt like I was perhaps in the Bible. You know, it's crazy, but I have connected in ways spiritually here and there, and especially bathing in those waters that I've never felt actually the way that I feel right now. And it's kind of hard to explain that, but all I can say, it's energy, it's spiritual, and it's definitely something that happened here and that is God driven, and I know God brought me here, so I have to say it like that, you know.
Just going to Shashamane and being able to meet some amazing people from there and getting to see where Haile Selassie used to hang out.
I didn't know what to expect. You know, I have a lot of Ethiopian friends back home, students, people I work with, kind of asked around before I came out here. And I think the one thing that caught me off guard here is just kind of like how ethnically and culturally diverse it is. When I just kind of assumed that it was kind of like a unified culture throughout the country and kind of peoples. But it's been amazing. Like, I think this is quite the introduction to the continent.
Crazy experience. This is my second time, but you know, first time in Shashamane. I just feel it was a healing process for me. You know, when we were done with Shashamane and came back to Addis, I was like, you know what, I really needed it. So the experience has been good, you know, working with a good team, you know, big up trendsetters, you know, big up the cameramen and the camera women them, you know, so just been good, man, you know, a good experience, you know. Coming to this trip, I didn't expect it, you know, I just know I'm coming to work, then we're done. But, you know, getting to share an experience, you know, with the, you know, beautiful people, awesome people, you know what I mean, so it's a good look, yeah.
Being here felt very natural, it felt very warm, it felt very welcoming. You know, there's a different kind of language barrier here, interestingly enough, because, you know, this country's never been colonized by Europeans. So even though I'm not fluent in any languages other than English, you know, I know enough Spanish where I could go to South America or somewhere by myself and be fine. And I can pick up bits of French and Portuguese enough to really talk to people. So here, because, you know, Amharic is such a different type of language, it forced me to be more in tune with just the energy that people were giving off in terms of how I communicated. And that was really significant, being kind of pushed to really be in tune with the energy of other black people I was around.
The spirit talks sometimes, you know. Because sometimes we talk to some Ethiopian people and him just pick you up to the spirit. You understand? So that help you too, you know? Because you don't know, you have to come full strong up, you know, if you come fierce. Because we come in a different place where we don't know no one, you know, so we have to still communicate with the spirit. I'm in the street youth, and I'm quick to pick up, you know? Pick up quick, you know? So all of my ideas is in the street. So when I come to Ethiopia, them say, man, God life, so everything just together, you know? Yeah, man.
You know, I literally felt like a new person after like I bathed in like the hot springs in Shashamane. So yeah, I can't even, some of the stuff I can't even put into words, to be honest.
It was fantastic, you know, because it brought more energy, more vibration and unification to us all, you know, that was able to actually make it on the trip. And even those that wasn't able to, you know, we still have that energy and vibes there. But it really brought a lot of things home, I think, for a lot of people on the way, you know, just even the journey that we was on in the bus, how we was all vibes in, connecting, you know, different people with different ideas, visions, goals, aspirations, and just really connecting on a spiritual level of like heart and mind.
When you go or move together, eat together, get to know each other, you build a bond, and that bond is very powerful. So you start sharing the energy. You know, you synchronize, so you feel each other's energy, and unity is strength. So the pilgrimage, you know, going to undergoing that beautiful heaven place, taking a bath in those hot springs, you know, I was I cleansed the 2 years that I haven't been to that area. I was cleansed, and I came out with too much energy that the past 2 days has been amazing. Like, you know, doors I've been knocking are just opening wide open, and like, yeah, we got the spirit, we got the unity, we got the cleansing done.
We had punctures and flat tires, which was lovely to bond together and, you know, fix the tire together. And it brought me an understanding of like we was back in the tour way back, you know, when we used to do these little tours. And
it was a blessing, Shashamane. See you again. Addis Ababa, here we come.
Wanivutia kama mwangaza, upendo wako maana, kama kwako sitoki, ni wewe nimenoki, na macho yako yaniita, na moyo wangu utasita. Baby, let me show you what love is. My love for you is like a river, you never run dry. Baby, love is like a brand song.
Let me you shout freedom, freedom. Blood sounds of freedom. The glory that my destiny now. The wind be a smoke, mama and grown. Mama and give me a pat up on the audience and say, who don't know hill. Of the OG Kush, pounding kicks and I'm on the level. I got me off the burner.
Of course, other reasoning with Lavosti, you know what I mean? Tough reggae artist from Kenya, you know what I mean? Tapata reggae artist from Kenya. Yeah, you know what I mean? But the world is small, you know, so you always find mutual friends with everybody you meet, you know what I mean? So, yeah, well, we had enough reasoning yesterday, you know, and it's good to see everybody come together. And as we said, exchanging ideas, you know? Each one teach one. Iron sharpen iron, you know?
Sur des trous, voici mon lot et ma voix. C'est l'enfer, je crois. Ta musique nous a donné aïe. Chaque jour que tu as donné mon aïe. Une mélodie que je peux te volume aïe. Elle prend tout son sens comme une casse-idée. Ta musique nous a donné chaque jour que tu as donné mon aïe. Une mélodie que je peux te volume. Elle prend tout son sens. Preach!
So I hope Black Sounds of Freedom. I give thanks, and you know, you got to give your flowers to people when they're alive, you know, and they're strong and doing great things. And I'm so grateful, and I'll keep saying that. I want to see that in Kenya, Black Sounds of Freedom in Kenya, Uganda, all Africa, you know. So not only in Ethiopia, but we can take this across Africa. The people need it, you know. So it's a blessing to be here. Let's do this again next time. Selassie.
And you know, yeah, I'm thinking we're about to go, me, Benji, and Everett, Lavosti, Heno, you know what I mean? I'm about to see what Matete is doing, you know. And then we're going to head to the studio, go and record some music right now still. As soon as I finish this, that's where I'm about to go still.
Yeah, man, go record it, man. Great.
You know what I mean? Music is a mission, not a competition. It's just our tradition. That's how we do it. We use positive ammunition, you know. I look at it like weapons of mass construction, you know?
Listen, hey, what have they done for the little children them? But bring about their problems from them. That's why I'm me and them no friend. Me no keep none of them, not even pan me 10 finger them. Insanity, them kind of thing they go cause a calamity. And wicked man a go try come damage me. But Rastafari a guide I and King Selassie a guide I and Rastafari a guide I and